What's good, everybody? What's going on, man? It's Stephen Qualls II, aka Mr. Qualified. It's your boy, and we are back with another episode of the Wright Quality Podcast. Friends, co-hosts. First off, I missed y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Whenever we go a super long time not recording, like we'll be in the chat and we'll text stuff, but like I don't be having nobody else to really like be talking this stuff with on a regular basis like that. Not, that don't piss me off for real. But no, I missed y'all, man. But please remind the viewers and the audience if they don't know who y'all are.
I missed you guys too. I'm Ashley Wright the first, really the brains of the show. Like they hop off what I say. That's why I go first all the time. But
Thanks.
My God. Walls, I think I'd unraveled your fortune.
I mean, okay.
This is not scripted.
Feels like shade, but I'll take it.
No. You said there's not a lot of people that you feel like you can talk to about this stuff, but you're not alone.
Yeah.
But you don't have to befriend yourself. You have friends like us to talk sports with. So, hello, let's talk sports.
Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, are you downing apple juice like that? But there's water in there. So.
Healthy. Yep. This was at the park.
Me personally, I would down apple juice like that though. Apple juice.
I'm not judging.
Juice. It's mine. Yeah, it's not the house's. Absolutely.
Yeah. A lot of people, they judge me because I put apple juice over orange juice. That's just me though.
I mean,
it's a preference.
No. So
Miguel's talking about I never choose. They're 1A and 1B for sure. I never gonna be mad at nobody.
Honestly, 1C. There are two, just flat out two. It's 1A lemonade, 1B apple juice.
To the basketball content, the tournament we are in the midst of. By the time y'all see this, we will likely be approaching the Final Four or close to that and the championship. First round, I mean, it was great having that much basketball going on, but no Cinderellas this year. Not for real, not really. A few upsets, as you would expect, but no Cinderellas to make it to the Sweet 16. I mean, I think Arkansas might be considered the only Cinderella. If that's
they're missing a bunch of star players into the tournament.
Yeah.
So, a 10 seed that might be like a hidden reach.
Right. So, yeah, but no, nothing too crazy to talk about from the first couple of rounds. But at the time of this recording, I did see the latest Duke game against Arizona. First of all, amazing basketball. Great hoops. Secondly, Cooper Flag is legitimate. Not that I ever thought that he was not, but getting a good sense of like actually watching him play for I haven't seen him play that much throughout the season, just highlights and stats and stuff, but he's legit. A game that will easily transfer to the league. Is he if we're talking about all time, how much of a top tier prospect he is, I think it's kind of hard to gauge that right now, obviously, before he's in the league. But I mean, I don't see why he wouldn't have the ability to impact a franchise. I do think he's that good, but yeah, I don't know. How y'all feel about Cooper based off of what y'all seen, at least with the tournament so far with the bright lights?
No, I like Cooper, and his game has been consistent throughout the entire season. I think that's one major takeaway. Definitely love how he adjusts to the game because no opponent that Duke has faced has brought, like the same type of vibe. So the way that his game can adjust different rhythms and sets, I think he's just fluid. And I think, he'll be an asset to any team right off rip for sure.
Let's talk about Knippel. The real, star of the team that gets no praise. Started off the game, didn't miss a shot for the first, still his tough midi fadeaway. He was feeling himself. He got subbed right after. Coach didn't like it. He was like, "You miss. I thought you don't miss." He's like, "Sorry, coach." Came back in, did his thing. Let's talk about Milwaukee's finest. This Duke team doesn't run like they do without Khan. Cooper is a great piece, but let's talk about the real sauce. My guy works off of 2 feet, Doesn't rush into any shot. Very poised, very patient. Everything is catch, rip, fundamental. White boy summer basketball.
Yeah.
We're back. We are not losing recipes. The kids still learn how to play the game the right way. I sound crazy as a dog whistle. Let me reel it back a little bit and just say it's refreshing to see a guy that has, like I said, the off two game, everything shoulders squared, like it's super clean basketball, and he doesn't do a lot to get a lot. But it's different. It's like seeing guys that come overseas and just have like a different pace to their game. I think he will go top 10. I was saying that in our group chat that Steve was texting, and I stand by it. Don't let the Spurs catch him because it's a problem.
It would be a huge, huge problem.
They're getting Cooper or Khan, and either way, it's.
You think he's gonna leave?
Yeah, Hunter, he's a one and doneer. When I saw on the Prize Picks lines, he was on the one and done table. Well, which lunch table would you sit at? Don't ask why they're my promos, but it was there. I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess so." They see it, I see it.
I think he would be remiss if he didn't enter the draft after this type of season. Like, if you don't, because you're not gonna. I think Tyrese Proctor's also going to declare. Obviously, Cooper's going to declare. It's like, okay, the team you have next season. And like you're the star, who else would kind of take that pressure off of you? I don't know if Kai could be the number one option. Maybe in college, maybe. But if he goes to like a Spurs team where obviously it's running through Wemby, I think he'll thrive for sure.
It will not be fun.
Yeah.
And also, if they go get a chip this year, draft stock will be high.
Exactly.
That's right.
But enough,
Enough of that. Praise. Look, enough Duke praise.
You would never find me doing this.
Who do y'all have winning it all?
Duke. And then my sub one, I had Michigan State because you can never not trust a Tom Izzo coach team.
Fair.
I think I don't know. I like Florida too.
I have Florida winning in one bracket. I have Duke winning in another bracket. To the women's side, and just horrible.
No!
Angst, despair, anger, denial, grief.
Oh man. Yeah. JuJu Watkins, tore
I'm a powerhouse. I'm strong. I'm indestructible. Wow, this is today's. It's March 28th, right?
Oh wow. Shouts out to JuJu.
But why?
Throw the affirmation books.
What is wrong with people?
Hey, dude. Throwing the book is crazy.
And I'm genuinely like, yeah.
We are losing a year and a half of the prime of the next Melo.
Probably will be back by like December.
Maybe. But I'm finna say, does she get her year back if she was to miss all of next year?
Don't give it to her. Just let her go. Just let her go.
So you're saying, because the season starts in November, you're saying just let her sit out the whole season?
I mean, I guess it depends on where she's at. If she's ready, fine. But like, also, I know we in an age where ACL injuries don't have as long of a rehab process as they have before, and she's younger, so it probably helps a little bit. But, well, I guess it depends. I get what Gail's saying, because it's like, if you don't give her the year, and even if she came back for what would be her senior year, since everybody feels like JuJu should be in the league anyway, like, I don't think anybody would be upset at her not having to stay an extra year in college. But I don't know what the collegiate rules are given the parameters of the injury. Like, if she does miss because of injury, is that an automatic like red shirt situation where she keeps her eligibility?
I don't think so, because I think Paige, after her ACL tear, she didn't have to come back this season. If she wanted to declare, she could have.
You're right. But so you do have the option though.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think JuJu would decide to go back though. I think Paige went back because Paige wants to win a national title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
And I mean, I know JuJu wants to, and I guess if she wants that for her career, great. But like, there's a part of me that feels like JuJu wouldn't make that decision to stay.
Yeah, because it's a little bit of a difference, right? Like UConn kind of has that legacy, the dynastic kind of culture. So maybe Paige, as you know, one of the greats to wear a UConn uniform, wants to cement it by winning a national. But USC doesn't have kind of like that same, I guess, history. Like, yeah, we've had some greats go there,
Oh,
but I don't think it really matters if she wins a natty.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. So it'll be interesting to see. Terrible to see her go out. I think of course everybody was looking forward to seeing, her play Paige, even though that was gonna be criminal to have it as an Elite Eight matchup anyway. But yeah, just sad news. You hate to see it. But speedy recovery to you, JuJu. Yeah.
Side. Let's discuss pre-injury when things were looking good, things were looking to a powerhouse, possible going a little in the T area. Let's talk about Jayden Daniels, his mother, and JuJu. We gotta not to make it a little messy. At first, all right, to give background, JuJu and Jayden are sitting together. Camera's looking at it like, look at this. This is interesting, which, not to poke and prod, but interesting.
It is interesting. It was.
Next clip, mom is seen in between them. She says something to Jayden, points out, like, no, I see you. I see what you're doing. And, it seems like, it's a bit intrusive. And at first glance, I felt that way too. I think there's been, those dynamics of like, overprotective mothers of their sons when they should be living their lives, XYZ. I was like, I don't know about this, but under further inspection, I'm in defense of the mother because it seemed as if she's turning to Jayden saying, no, I see that they see what we see. And I'm trying to make sure that, they don't blow up the spy. I think she was looking out for Jayden and JuJu to not make it too much of a thing. Because I think, if there were to be, they probably don't want, a lot of unseen attention or unwanted, attention to something that, might not be anything.
I mean, that's fair. It's all speculation at this.
Yeah, 100%. Like, let the kids be.
To the eye, does it look good? All factors considered, absolutely. Like optics of it look great, right? The optics of it looks great, but we have no idea if this is a thing or not. We just know they both light skinned. They look good together. They both great athletes. We all just rooting for the young black sports love. Okay, awesome. But we don't even know if that's the case.
Exactly. So it's let them
I'd ship it.
Pieces. Just get offline. Touch grass. Had to say something.
That's very real. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Ashley, any thoughts on that? Did you have any thoughts upon seeing JuJu and Jayden, the Jays?
Oh, it's cute. It was kind of awkward. I don't know if maybe she was sitting in between them after the fact, right? Like
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that part was kind of like, but we don't know the ins and outs of it. I don't think that his mom would legit be mad that she's JuJu Watkins. Like, come on, she's got her own bag, her own, everything. Like,
the commentary on X was ridiculous. They're acting like JuJu wasn't. They're like, my mom's got to protect him from the. I can't even say the term. It was heinous. I was like, you're calling JuJu
insane.
5-letter word starts with an E.
Starts with an E?
Are you spelling it backwards?
No. Has to do with comida.
Oh, that's crazy.
Crazy work.
That's insane.
Crazy work. I was like, this is JuJu Watkins you're talking about.
Wait, Ashley didn't catch it.
Uh,
Gail, don't try this. Do not try
Okay,
this.
drop it in the chat.
Wait. Okay.
oh my God, yeah. Crazy work. Crazy work. You're talking about she's about to have a hell of a bag. And you're saying you got to protect Jayden from what?
Why would they call that girl that?
I was I was like, this is what they were saying was happening to the platform.
This is
That's insane. Come on, y'all.
I had to shut the app off. I was like, I was ready to
hey man.
keyboard warrior. I was like, don't you dare say this type of BS on God's given internet. God bless.
No, this term is being thrown around too loosely.
Yeah, it has.
But
Crash out. We need to limit the usage of crash out because now everyone's crashing out over it. It was about killing people. All right, let me hold it. Let me.
Miguel actually being tame is insane. It's a sight to see. Proud of you, brother. We're proud of you.
Because you probably would have come out and said it in episodes past where I didn't understand what you were alluding to.
No, I was always under.
You don't have to lie.
Positivity.
Proof is out there.
Right. But yeah, no.
Great.
That's all in the world of college. And we shift to the NBA where Ashley, they must have heard you. They heard you. They said they wanted things to be juicy. They heard you. You've been asking for this all season. And we finally got it with the most. I don't even think anybody expected it to ever be these two at this capacity on this level.
Oh my.
Man, the Stephen A. LeBron drama has taken on a narrative of its own. But I guess we start in the beginning of this, right? Stephen A.'s initial comments in regard to Bronny, but toward LeBron.
Crazy.
Thoughts on that?
My thing is, okay, Stephen A is a personality. His job is to entertain. And while he's still a journalist and there is some integrity, within that, Bronny is an NBA player. Every NBA player is under a specific spotlight, criteria, whatever, when it comes to media. Why should his critiques be different because of who his father is and all that? So his initial statements, I don't think there was anything wrong with them. They were solely about basketball and the fact that he might not have been ready to join the NBA. He shares the sentiments of a lot of NBA fans or people that watch, the game.
So how about how about depleting you as a father aspect of the comments?
That was out of line. You can't equate LeBron allowing his son to chase his dream to a man throwing in the towel because his son's boxing. I think that was like a analogy he made. Huh?
False equivalency.
Yeah. Now that was out of line. You can't call out this man's fatherhood. He's not a bad father for allowing his child to go into the NBA and play professional basketball. That part I did not agree with. But the critiques he made, I feel like he should have been able to make those without LeBron approaching him.
That part, I definitely agree with that, Gail.
Stephen A. I mean, they are what, as the kids would say, professional yappers. So we are. That is us. It is we. It's par for the course. But if someone takes heed on some of those comments, that's his prerogative to say something too. Which people are acting like Bronny was chopped liver before his heart attack. He was a highly touted prospect, if I can recall, and like he had a limited collegiate run because of what had happened. It's a 57, 56 pick. What? Shut up. How many, we've seen the data, how many of those have been productive NBA players? He's having a more productive 58th pick season than most people, not named Isaiah Thomas. So yeah, it's Stephen A.
Yeah.
Like they were talking about the man, like how many memes are of him? They're like, oh, talking to ESPN Deportes. Hola. You know, come on, he's a lethal shooter.
I'm weak. No, Bronny, 55th pick, but Bronny for Stephen A's comments, like I think honestly, I think Wade and Melo had, to me personally, the best take on it, probably because of their proximity to Bron as well.
Wade had a worse nepotism case.
Huh?
Wade had a worse nepotism case. Having his kid drafted by the G League, the Jazz. He was co-owner or whatever. Like, like
Yeah.
they all want to talk when it's Bron. When D Wade did the same, if not worse, and he was where is he?
Well, I mean, that's why I think in Zaire's case, like I whatever Wade did, like I don't think anybody can legitimately be upset at an NBA player with a son or a child in general that has talent having just that access alone serving as a benefit to the child, right? Like in some capacity.
Yeah.
And like with Stephen A's comments about Bronny, to Stephen A's points that he made on Gil's Arena, which I'll get to the tour later. But to Stephen A's point, I think that Stephen A himself was relatively calm on the Bronny chatter from him getting drafted all the way to, being in the league thus far. I think, once they had the moment where like they shared the court, for the first time, being the first father son duo, like that's cool. I think everybody would expect that, like, even just given the Lakers roster, when healthy, there's no room for Bronny on that roster to get meaningful time. So the expectation was for him to spend a lot of time in the G League because he obviously still needed development. I don't think that the game that Stephen A was commenting on necessarily warranted the comments at the time. He could have left it alone. I don't think he's wrong for speaking on it. But where I think the interesting part gets in terms of him addressing Bron, he should not be attacking fatherhood, right? So the fatherhood aspect could have been left out of it. But I do think it would be very naive of us, and it's very naive of Bron to not act like he has played a role in the narrative surrounding Bronny. Like Bron is doing what Bron typically does, and he makes his comments and he says his things and he makes all these kind of like allusions and innuendos that put more pressure on Bronny. Like whether he wants to consider that or not, I don't think anybody questions how hard Bronny works, that Bronny actually wants to be in the NBA, that Bronny will be a good NBA player. I don't think anybody questions that. But how Bron kind of the role he played in setting up the narrative that stands now. Like, I don't think that Bron should be naive to that. And I think that we just ran into a crash course collision where this narrative's kind of been sitting there and nobody's really been saying it publicly, but it's being spoken about in NBA circles, around the media circles. It just never was kind of put out on Front Street. But because it's Stephen A, because Stephen A is who he is, because he speaks in the way that he does, it now became more personal almost. And I think from there, from the initial comments, that's just where it went left. Because also going back to Bron, and then y'all can pick up from here, but like Bron also did not have to press this man at a nationally televised game and doing that front row during the game. Could have easily had that conversation before the game, after the game, in private. You making it a public spectacle, Bron, that's you being Bron. So you can't be upset that now it's becoming this thing when you really threw fuel on this fire. And so that's where I feel like it really went left. But Bron can't play victim completely here, which he loves to do.
Then for Stephen A to say basically, like for LeBron to say that he's having his Taylor Swift tour, whatever, again, he's an entertainer. Of course, he's going to milk it. People are going to want to view and see what Stephen A has to say about being approached by LeBron. I feel like Bron was corny for doing it. Why would you approach this man? Why? Like you said, you knew cameras were around. You knew people would talk about it. Now you're mad that Stephen A is doing his job to gain viewers. That's what he's supposed to do. And milking the fact that he was approached by LeBron. Who wouldn't? It was so corny to me. So corny. Like you said, Steve, like so many people have had so much to say about Bronny, and you chose to walk up on Stephen A. Even Stephen A said before he went on his tour, you know how to get in touch with me. We could have had a simple conversation in LA.
And that's my thing. It's like, Brian, as much as you, like you said, as much as you getting on Stephen A for being who he is and doing his job, I don't think anybody takes issue with Brian taking issue with certain aspects of the comments, right? Nobody's saying you're not supposed to defend your seed, right? But if this was solely about like defending Bronny, easily like call Stephen A, have a little meeting, like, hey man, like I know you're doing what you got to do, but I just feel like the fatherhood comments, like that was too much. You trying to flex by catching him courtside with cameras around in the middle of a game. It's not like Stephen A. And not that it got to be physical anyway, but like what, even in verbally, like what is Stephen A really supposed to do in that moment? You're not addressing it, trying to have a conversation. You trying to flex, show your muscle, set the record straight, which I don't think anybody's really mad at that either. But like you ignited this becoming the spectacle, because even when Stephen A made the comments initially, I feel like a lot of people was just like Stephen A being Stephen A again, right? Whether you agreed or disagreed, it was Stephen A being Stephen A. But Brian doing that made it to where like now we picking sides. Now you're deciding whether you're on Brian's side or you're on Stephen A side. And what I will say, as much as Stephen A did his tour, Brian, what the hell you going on the pat? What, Brian? What the? You don't even do interviews like this in season at that. What are you doing? What is this not a press tour?
The day before he's in Indianapolis.
The day of a game.
It was up. Come on.
And he had the game winner that night. So
He had a game winning tip. My man can do no wrong. Let's talk about it. Bron can do no wrong in my eyes. Pressing him at the game, where else is he going to press Stephen A? He's at the game, might as well.
But why press him? Is it a matter to press him over versus just addressing it, saying, "Hey, I don't think you had to go that far"? Does it happen?
He was like, "Don't talk about my son." He hit him with the Stephen Curry, "Don't talk about some low ass." He said his piece and he kept it moving. And then let's take it here. Stephen A saying he's going to stick LeBron. You stick my glorious king. Sure you would. If you would have put hands on me, I would have swung on LeBron.
Well, okay.
Sure you would have. Come on.
Wait. So let me say this. Let me say this. I think everybody had the same reaction to Stephen A saying that, because it's like, come on, dog, that ain't you. However, at a certain point, like, why everybody expecting Stephen A to act any differently at this point? Like, if Bron gonna do what he doing, you expect Stephen A not to amp up and be like, all right, well, I mean, if this what we gonna do, like, we can go back and forth. Like, that's what he do on the regular anyway. So why would he? What? It's like, at this point, what is Stephen A supposed to say? Like, even after, if it was all about just addressing it, when Bron did his thing at the game and addressed it, that really should have been it for Bron. But Bron milking it just as much as Stephen A is. And he trying to act like he not. And my whole thing is like, so look at the difference, right? Look at the difference. Even when Stephen A did go on Gil's Arena, right? Like, he was talking to Kenyon about, and there was some stuff from back when Kenyon was playing. But like, Stephen A has always been available to players, or made himself available to players, right? And Stephen A spoke about situations where sometimes players' son have a feeling, toward him based off of things that happen with their parents. But like, you also don't see any other NBA player being a certain way or having a certain role in their son's career the way Bron has. Now, granted, I say that with the caveat that Bron is Bron. So like, Bron can't help the influence that he gonna have naturally, right? But Melo ain't been like this. And Kai is more highly touted prospect than Bronny was. Like I think Kai's been ranked higher than Bronny ever was. Like obviously Bronny's college career got cut short, but like Melo ain't been like that. You know what I'm saying? I think Melo has had a really good balance of like he's obviously present and has that relationship with Kai, but like in terms of what's being said about him, but Kai's, I mean, I feel like Melo also has prepared Kai in a lot of ways of like, this is what you're gonna have to deal with. You gotta think Kai going to Syracuse. There's
Yeah.
gonna naturally be a lot of pressure just him going to Syracuse, right?
Yeah.
But like, do we feel like we gonna see Melo being like, and it may be different because maybe Melo not in the league, right? And Melo is Melo, but he's not Bron, right? So this may all just be because Bron is Bron. But like, I don't know, man. It's went way past what's right and what's wrong, and it's become just feeding into the spectacle. And I just wish everybody would at least acknowledge the fact that they playing into the spectacle at this point, because a lot of it past what happened at the game is extremely unnecessary, in my opinion. Like they just milking it at this point. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe they want to make the league interesting going into the playoffs. I don't know.
That's not how.
Ratings are up. Look, it's funny. Brian did all that and then actually said, you know what? I'm going to sit for 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And I ain't say he ain't really get injured, but I think Brian saw them 6 games in 8 days and was like, y'all got it. Brian, I'm not doing this with y'all. But yeah, any last thoughts on that drama?
Is there anything else?
Also, may I add, this coinciding with the wave of LeBron songs that have been taking over the interwebs for the last week is just ridiculous. Ashley, have you seen them?
No, I live under a rock right now.
Oh, I'll have to send you the TikToks and the Instagrams.
Songs?
Any
Hold on.
popular song,
What?
any popular song you can think about has more than likely been remixed to be about LeBron.
Hold the phone. You're telling me that
Man in the Mirror
What?
has happened. Yeah.
Michael
Wait.
Jackson?
I'm looking for. How does it go again?
Um,
His name is LeBron James. I'm looking for the man on the Lakers. There we go.
what?
No, Ashley, you have to, I will send you some personally.
What's the point
Hold
though?
on.
That out of nowhere, this LeBron glaze just got out of hand.
Mm-mm.
It just got out of hand. I'm not gonna lie. As my one homie been saying, it's people out here wasting real talent.
No,
songs.
not wasting. No, like they're getting there. Hold on. There's more. Because what did it start off with? Because then it started off with like just the chorus and someone put a verse to it. Golly, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find it. Give it 2 seconds. I'll send it to Cal because Cal's got to get on it. He's got to get a bag. Hold on.
Brown song is insane.
With the ball passing somewhere in Akron. Come on now. They were spitting.
I can't believe it remix. Oh yeah. They did everything.
Come on. Somewhere out in Los Angeles. Mr. James. Come on now. They were in their bags.
No, there's someone did one. There's a meeting in my bedroom remix.
No.
It's like LeBron.
No.
They've been going crazy, low key.
Yeah, that was crazy.
The YN's got it on lock. I ain't gonna lie to you. The YN's going crazy with this wave. I ain't gonna hold you.
No.
Too many.
Not remixing Silk to talk about LeBron.
The LeBron glaze it's getting out of hand. Getting very out of hand.
Get at the middle school every day.
But yeah. Okay. MVP. Who should get it?
Like I said, I know who's going to get it.
Who should get it?
Voters fatigue, Shea. But like if we're being real, Jokic should get it.
But Shea's going to get it.
Exactly. Because Jokic is just out of his mind. Did you see that pass the other day against the Bucks? Of course you saw that pass the other day against the Bucks. Like,
Statistically, it's another like what?
Yeah,
yeah,
not close.
literally.
Statistically, it's not close.
Like,
I mean, it is, but yeah, it's not. But it is. It's
it's
yeah.
like the NFL giving Josh Allen the MVP this season. The team, and in this scenario, Jokic is Lamar, right? You're playing out of your mind, but the team just isn't doing what they're supposed to do necessarily. And then on the other end, Shea is Josh Allen. You're playing well, just you're not the best player right now in the league, technically, but your team is doing what it's supposed to do. And it's the year of the Josh Allens.
I mean, Shea. My thing is, Shea is playing great. Like I
Yeah,
think, like Jokic's numbers are ridiculous, but
just
like,
astronaut.
what Shea is doing is not something to like overlook. Like
Yeah.
averaging 30, like 32, 6 and 5.
Mhm.
Shooting, I think he basically almost 50, 40, 90, close to it. Like Shea is legit. Like, and that's why I think it's so difficult because then where do all the other intricacies come into play? Like statistically, right? Like,
If
yo,
OKC gets 70 wins, it's a wrap. Shea's winning it.
well, I mean, yeah, but like, uh,
Can they? I don't know.
I don't know if they can. I had to look at the numbers,
I
but
saw the graphic said road to 70. I'm like, all right.
Jokic, like statistics wise, like he's in a class of his own. But you look at, but the thing is, it ain't like Denver ain't fighting for the 3 seed, really the 2 seed. Like they're right there in terms of
It's like
still,
last year.
like they're still right there. So like it's hard because how do you decide how much team impact comes into play here? How much like Shea's also clutch, right? Like
Yeah.
he Shea's been carrying the ship. This is not the argument that he's on this super well balanced. Like Shea doesn't have a Tatum argument that he's on this like so well balanced team that like his impact, even though it's the biggest, is still like somewhat diminished. Like Shea is carrying the ship, but I mean, we all know that Denver. We wouldn't even be talking about Denver if not for the numbers that Jokic is putting up. And I think you want to acknowledge and you want to credit like what Jokic is doing because we have not seen it. And it's crazy because Jokic has almost averaged a triple double for the last 3-4 years. And this year he actually did it. This is also why I feel like some of the earlier ones, they shouldn't have just been running to crown him because then this wouldn't be the conversation. If he
Hey,
did, if he didn't get it the year before Joel got it,
he deserved it the year Joel got it. He deserved it the year.
but the year before Joel got it, I think Joel should have got it.
I do. Yeah.
So like if they had did it to where each year, like the year before, bro, the year before Joel should have got the MVP, bro. Joel,
Yeah.
it was Joel's healthiest season, his best season to date. Joel should have got it that year. Then you give it to Jokic the next year when he deserves it. Last year, Shea should have got it.
Yes.
This year, it would be no question. Like even if it was still the same debate, more people will be able to say, "All right, well, yeah, we gave it to Shea last year. There's no reason Jokic shouldn't get it this year. Look at what he's doing." But now this is where voter fatigue come into play. Like the Giannis one is different because like I can see why even with the numbers he's putting up, like you account for a team's success and it's just difficult like that. If Milwaukee was maybe a top 4 or top 3 seed, you might have a better argument. But like the numbers alone aren't enough. You know what I'm saying, right? So that's why I feel like we can talk voter fatigue, but we also like they got to do better at voting each year because Jokic gonna be in the running each year. If Luka plays 65 games, he likely gonna be in the running each year. Giannis plays 65 games, he gonna be in the running each year. So you're gonna have the same people. So we can't be just giving out back-to-back MVPs like that because then you run into situations like this. In my opinion, I don't think it's a right or wrong answer for MVP, but I hate that voter fatigue is what's deciding it versus it just really coming down to people's preferences solely based off of this season alone, nothing else. I think that's unfair to both of them. But
Yeah.
yeah, who outside of those two, Who else rounds out the top 5 in candidates?
Giannis.
I think Giannis is 3 for me personally. No bias included in that either. I just season numbers.
Well, yeah,
Do you
he's
put
a-
JT in there?
I was gonna put JT in there.
Yeah.
I thought he was good here.
You in that 5?
And
Bron. Okay.
You said Bron?
Bron. He deserves it. Throw him in there. My glorious king. LeBron. Come on. God,
Hey.
Me?
So bad.
Yeah, I don't know who else. I don't know who else I could definitively put in there for
Yeah.
MVP.
It's not having the same type of season, So.
Bron.
I mean,
It's not
Bron.
a perfect season, but it's not.
He called out Stephen A. He called out Brian Windhorst saying he was a weirdo for following him around.
That was me.
that was low.
So
Nope.
me.
Very unnecessary.
That was me.
Eating off you for how long, King?
That was
Yeah.
not
Gotta
called for.
gotta cut these
Wendy
back.
obviously.
Oh, cut him off. They don't know you.
You're big.
Going off into the wind.
Stupid. Okay, if you had to pick your top 5 potential finals matchups, what would they be?
Thunder.
Bucks Thunder, Bucks Nuggets, Bucks Lakers,
I'm gonna wait for Miguel to finish so we can get the actual answer.
Go
Ashley.
ahead. You got it.
Bucks Spurs. Back to life. What is the card in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Such a troll, bro.
No.
And
What was that card in Yu-Gi-Oh, Cal, when you could bring him back to life? It was the. Give me a second.
Such a troll, man.
Pulling on my data.
Actually, what's your 5? I'm not listening.
Hold on.
Thunder Celtics.
Okay.
Boom. Monster
I
Reborn.
like Thunder Bucks. That would be fun. I don't have anybody else out the West coming but the Thunder.
Lakers can't get out the West.
It wouldn't be fun to me.
LeBron
I don't know.
and Luka in the finals ain't fun.
I
Versus
just don't
Giannis
think
and
that,
Dame. Come on now.
uh,
Put this on Dame and Wemby.
like
And give
how
me that.
entertain. I'm just trying to look at the entertainment factor, and I don't know how entertaining they would be.
Lakers
Okay, I can-
for the plot.
I can
Lakers,
do
A plot.
that's cute. That's cute. That could be 4.
All right, you want the real ones? When Ashley's done. What's your 5?
And then I guess you could throw the Lakers in there again. But like, who else is coming out the East? No disrespect to y'all.
No, there's an option that is
Oh, the Cavaliers.
narrative wise, it's interesting.
Then I would rather see Thunder Cavs than
Oh, we'll love
Lakers Cavs. Oh, but Lakers Cavs for the plot is way juicier
for the plot.
than Lakers Celtics for me this season.
Yeah,
So those would be my 5. That's my 5.
yeah,
Not in order either. That's a lot.
yeah, yeah.
I've cooked. All right. Rockets Heat.
I was cooking and I burnt the bake.
No. Amen Thompson versus
You can cook anything.
Tyler Hero versus Amen Thompson. We're cooking there. We're cooking sauce.
Dude, please.
Cooking juice. We're cooking
Right.
juice right now. We're boiling off juice. So, Amen versus Tyler Hero. That's my 5. I'm starting with the 5. You got to get. We don't want to see the same finals every year. Number 4. That's my dark horse finals. If things get bad. Number 4. I got Thunder versus Cavs. That is my 4. Thanks for stealing it early. 2 young teams that deserve to climb the mountaintop and finally make it and, see who gets one out of them. Then I got number 3. Guess who? Knicks Lakers. NBA gets their darling babies. We get the star cities outshining. It's not Boston. We get, Cat saying, "Oh my God," whenever he gets fouled, mic'd up. Down for that. It's number 3. Number 2. Can you guess?
No.
Thunder Bucks. Trying to see a repeat of the NBA Cup, but 7 games. I would like to see them all fully healthy. Number 1, Bucks Lakers. We deserve our crowning moment from king to king. We missed it with Bron and Kobe, so it's only fitting that we get it with Bron and Giannis. Now they're in 2 different conferences. Cooked. Outside of number 5, which y'all were not liking, but if y'all watch those games, I think we need 7 games out of those 2 teams. That's what happens when a guy dimes and does the whole thing on you, and then next game he has 8 points and 7 turnovers. I want to see that back and forth over and over. Y'all don't know ball.
Right. Thunder Cavs is on my list. Thunder
Nice name for a biker.
Thunder Celtics is on my list. Before all the news, Bucks Lakers was there. Bucks Thunder was there. And Lakers Celtics, Lakers Cavs, like for plot. Like, I also don't know how these teams will be playing basketball in the postseason too. But I don't know. I don't know any other team that I necessarily like trust.
Wolves Bucks, easy commute back and forth. 1 star.
We'll need to worry about trying to get out the play-in. But
They're
yeah.
fine.
You said what?
How far is Minneapolis from Milwaukee?
6 hours.
Not
4.5 if you tip it.
About 4. It's like 4.
No, it's 5. That's somebody 5.
5. You did make the drive that many.
6 on the Greyhound. 8 if you take it up north. 4 hours if you tip it. But they will
fly. They might fly. Make it a quick hour flight. Maximum time.
Broke.
They
They have a train now.
do have it. They're not gonna put no team on no train. But more recent more recent news. Why did the Memphis Grizzlies fire Taylor Jenkins?
I saw the news today and I was like, what? This felt like Toronto firing Dwayne after winning.
I made that analogy this morning. Like Sacramento firing Mike Brown.
Mhm.
Like Monty Williams, maybe not. Yeah, to go. Yeah, screams of a lot of coaches. Did it happen to Mike Malone or was it George Karl in Denver?
I think that might have been George Karl.
He deserved it too. But still, rings bells of other coaches in the NBA. Yeah, I don't get it. Bring him on the Bucks tree. Why not? Welcome home, Taylor Jenkins. Close enough to Bud.
I don't really understand the firing, especially because Memphis is having a relatively good season. I don't know what's been happening behind the scenes in Memphis, but I don't know if this is about to lead to some type of blow up. Because remember the speculation that Ja might leave or Ja might get traded. I mean, I know that coaches be the scapegoat, so like maybe this is solely just a coaching thing. But like, is Memphis about to like blow it up? Like, I don't see the coaching move at all. I don't understand.
Come on now.
Miguel, what did you say?
Come on. It was a matter of time before he said, look at this menacing smirk.
Miguel, what did you say?
Why? That was like intrusive thoughts for sure.
Miguel, I just for me, please, I need you to repeat what you said.
What did I say?
Come on, Miguel.
What did I say?
And 10 toes on it, man.
I said something. I forgot what I said. Ashley, what did I say? Wait, you said they're going to blow it up.
So you don't know what you said?
Can't remember. I just be saying stuff. I see. It's not memorable.
Come on now.
Missed it. I don't know.
Definitely alluding to them pewing it up. And threw me completely off. I didn't even mean to.
I'm gonna shoot that right now.
He has moved on from that, man.
Hey, man.
He's a new man.
Concealed carry. I don't know.
Hey, yo, dog. You gotta chill.
Could have it.
Okay. Last
I
but
was at the park today too. I was looking around a little extra.
you're crazy. Last but definitely not least, this will be tougher for us than it will for you, Ashley. But with the Damian Lillard news, another case of the deep vein thrombosis. Outlook on the rest of the season for the Bucks after this news, Miguel. And please give me a logical take and not your.
Yep, here it is. Logical take. I told you all it was gonna happen. Now,
Yo, stop speaking that voodoo,
I was gonna
man.
say, why are you talking like this?
Because here's what's gonna happen. They said, "Oh, it's a possibility he comes back. He'll come back, all right, and then he'll go get us a chip, and then vamoose off into the wind. My health is my concern. I have children. Giannis is going to reconsider. I didn't know how it was gonna work, but it's clearer than ever now. It's clearer than ever. I didn't want to. I didn't try to. It's not my fault. This started with PJ Tucker.
No, Miguel.
This started with Andy Reach. This started with Desmond Mason.
No,
Miguel. It started with Desmond Mason. Larry Smith. Y'all aren't really tapped into Bucks lore. Do y'all know who Larry Smith is?
Ashley, have you ever heard Miguel give an unbiased Bucks take?
Have you heard me give an incorrect Bucks take?
Yes.
Kyle Kuzma, how does he look? He looks like a product of RFK Jr. That man is balling.
He's playing. He's playing
well.
Yeah, he's healthy. He's a body.
My man looks like a bull in the china shop when he touches the paint. My man, it's off too, but it's at 100 miles per hour.
No,
my man is anti-vax.
Miguel, I need you to be
like a shaken chihuahua. I
need you to be logical here, man.
You're gonna put a square peg through a round hole.
I need you to be logical.
We're gonna get this chip.
I said square trying to go through a round hole. Is that what
we're gonna get the chip? We're gonna break the top block. The plastic's gonna break off, but it's gonna go through. It's not gonna be pretty. Ratings are gonna be low after this chip that we get, because they're gonna see Kyle Kuzma ball and they're gonna be like, yuck. But we're gonna get one. We're gonna get one. Here's your logical take, Walls. We get one.
The fact that you're still saying we're gonna get one shows me how illogical the take is.
How so?
Dame more than likely is not returning this season. It just isn't happening.
They have high hopes that he returns this year.
Okay, Gail, let's say that he does. We are more than likely locked into the 6th seed at this point. Given the fact that Dame is probably, given the fact that Dame is probably not going to return in the regular season,
that's fine. Be healthy. Make that a slight vein thrombosis instead of a deep vein. And then we get unperked Bobby Portis back. Then we get productive KPJ minutes. The man who we shall not name. We get Giannis turning up in his retirement last day out game. It's going to be versus the Lakers. It's going to be for a chip. He's going to go out on top. They dual retire. They shake hands in the middle of the court and they say, thank you, Milwaukee. It's been nice. LeBron shakes Giannis' hand for giving him another 5 years in the league.
My take on the Bucks rest of the season.
I'll see y'all in a couple months. I'll be at the retirement championship parade.
With Dame's injury, and given how the Bucks will essentially be depleted until the playoffs, I think we have a fighting chance of getting out the first round. I don't really like our chances against New York, but to be completely honest, a series against Indiana or Detroit was going to be relatively tough anyway. Will Giannis be the best player in any of those series? Absolutely. But without Dame, I just don't know if we have consistent enough production to even comfortably say that we'll get out of the first round. What does that more than likely mean for the offseason? Unless Dame and Giannis are really coming together and kind of just chalking up like the last 2 years to things out of their control and saying, hey, we have some bright spots in the second half of the season. We got more flexibility to retool the roster now. Third time's a charm. Let's get this thing one more try. Maybe. What do I think is more realistic? First round exit or not, I think Giannis is seriously contemplating a different destination. I do not think that the Bucks will trade him without him requesting it, which is why I think it will come down to what him and Dame decide to do. But I think something like this is completely out of Dame's control. It's not like Dame wasn't having a really good season. So I think this is really going to be about how committed to each other they are. And if they want to give this another try. This is a little sad though, for the Bucks, just because as much as I thought it was going to be a tough road either way, I genuinely thought with both Giannis and Dame healthy, we would at least get to see that in the playoffs. And I do believe that both of them would have taken their games to another level. So the hope is that they want to run this back, because I do think that we saw progress, at least in their chemistry. And I do think that having flexibility to retool the roster, flexibility that we did not have the last couple of seasons, I think that'll make a huge difference for us in terms of trying to build a team that can be a contender. I think Kuz will be better next season, me personally. But I would not be surprised if this does end up being the end of the Giannis era in Milwaukee. So the summer will tell us, very soon.
Don't worry, he's going to retire, Buck.
Gosh. I don't see it, but okay.
This year.
So,
I'll miss you, Giannis.
yeah, I don't know if he's gonna retire a Buck if they don't win. Is this the same season they fired Adrian and hired Doc? This season feels so long.
Last season was that season.
Okay. So I was gonna say, just give it another chance.
Doc can go though. Glenn, get Glenn up out of here.
Keep Glenn for the long haul.
No, Gail, stop trolling, man.
Pulse, guy, who's gonna check for a pulse for this team for the next 100 years?
Gail, stop trolling, bro.
I'm not trolling.
You are. Get Glenn up out of here, man.
On 10 toes. I'm about to lose my mind.
All right. On that note, we let Gail get away with this for far too long in this episode.
Name that song.
But a lot of basketball talk. Clearly, we are approaching the end of the season and the playoffs, so you will definitely hear more about that from us. Tournament still going on, so you will get our Final Four and championship preview soon enough. But thank you for rocking out with us. Talked a lot of good stuff. Let us know what y'all agree and don't agree with in the comments. But until then, until the next episode, we'll catch y'all next time.
Album of the year. Album of the year.
Peace.
Are you with your mothers?
Get over like his sound.
Album of the year. Talk to your mothers about it.
Talk to your mom.